Let's now have a look at the Indoor Environmental Quality Credit, Thermal Comfort. This credit applies to the following categories, all for 1 point. The intent is to promote occupants' productivity, comfort, and well-being by providing quality thermal comfort. And what sits behind the intent? A lot of research has demonstrated how thermal conditions inside buildings directly affect people's satisfaction and performance. And therefore, this credit encourages the operation of the buildings with comfortable indoor conditions that support occupants' productivity and well-being. Although often associated only with air temperature, thermal comfort is a complex amalgam of 6 primary factors, all of which are influenced by building design and operations. Modifying one or more of these 6 comfort factors can greatly improve occupants' perception of the thermal environment while still supporting energy reduction goals. Lastly, many facility operators spend much time and effort adjusting thermostat set points and other operational parameters to address occupants' complaints. Systems that continue to track temperature and relative humidity and airspeed will help system operators optimize thermal comfort and minimize complaints. Let's have a look at the requirements. So, for thermal comfort design, have in place a system for continuous tracking and optimization of systems that regulate indoor comfort and condition. And you can follow option number 1, ASHRAE 55-2010, or option number 2, ISO and CEN standards. And these two are both establishment criteria. So specifically for option number 1, have a permanent monitoring system to ensure ongoing building performance to the desired comfort criteria, as specified by ASHRAE standard 55-2010, thermal comfort conditions for human occupancy. Option 2, same thing. Have a permanent monitoring system to ensure ongoing building performance of the desired comfort criteria as specified by the applicable standard. And these standards could be the ISO 7730-2005, Ergonomics of the Thermal Environment, or the CEN standard EN 15251-2007. Now specifically for data centers, meet the above requirements for occupants in regularly occupied spaces only. And for hospitality, guest rooms are assumed to provide adequate thermal comfort and are therefore not included in this credit. Now there is a performance criteria section here. The monitoring system must meet the following requirements. Continuous monitoring. So monitor at least air temperature and humidity in occupied spaces at a sampling interval of 15 minutes or less. Provide for periodic testing. So monitor airspeed and radiant temperature in occupied spaces. Using handheld meters is permitted. Alarms must indicate conditions that require system adjustments or repair. Prompt repair is expected, so specify procedures for adjustments or repairs to be made in response to problems identified. Lastly, calibration. All monitoring devices must be calibrated within the manufacturer's recommended interval. Pretty straightforward. In terms of the documentation that is needed, for the establishment criteria, provide a description of the thermal comfort criteria established for occupied spaces, and a description of the continuous monitoring of air temperature, humidity, including sensor locations, frequency, instrumentation, and data logging. Same thing for the periodic monitoring of the airspeed and radiant temperature. For the performance criteria, provide a confirmation that periodic testing was performed and continuous monitoring and alarms were in place during the performance period. And provide a description of how monitoring, testing, and alarms inform adjustments or repairs. That's it in terms of the documentation. No exemplary performance is available for this credit.